Just for you, man, you just play how this moment goes, so you just going on an explosion tonight, and then also just all are looking for this.
There's nothing.
Yeah, I'm just grateful. Like you said, I've really been working this season, every single day, and some days showed, some days didn't, and I would just stuck to the process, and I'm just really, really grateful to do it with the girls next to me. They made my first season memorable, and I seriously couldn't be more grateful for the people that I have around me. And I'm just excited for what's next. I'm excited for the future of this program.
Yes.
And, this is exciting, grateful.
We'll go to Julia and then Carly.
Maddy, just kind of building off of that, what do you think was the biggest learning curve for you as a rookie?
Oh, I mean, I think the biggest learning curve is just learning how to prioritize yourself first, no matter what, showing up every day and trying to be as consistent as possible, no matter what is going on. In college, it's very much, you have that emotional attachment, to your teammates, to coaching staff, to everything. And in the pros, it's a little bit different because you kind of just got to keep going, and keep that same focus every single day, no matter what, because at the end of the day, you're kind of your own entity. And so I've learned with that from my vets to, just take every day, and don't take it for granted.
And then just a quick follow-up for both of you guys. Heard obviously some chants from fans tonight, saw signs talking about, saw the team calling for certain personnel to be fired. Just kind of, how do you guys approach that as players? How does that make you guys feel when you're kind of in the last game?
It's distracting. It's been distracting.
Kia, this season for you has kind of been up and down. So what would be the number one takeaway for you this season? And what did you learn about yourself this season?
In all honesty, my goal coming into every season is always to play every game, to stay healthy for every game. And so, came in and had a really good foundation built there to be able to do that, continued that with, the help of our medical staff and Ann Crosby in the sports and strength and conditioning side as well. And so I'm proud of that. I'm proud of being able to, I have a little Ironman streak going in my own head. So, I'll keep that rolling. And my resiliency. I think there was a lot of things that came up this season that I'd never dealt with before. And so just being able to compartmentalize, continue to be a leader, continue to be consistent. I think if you ask anybody in that locker room, I was consistent every single day that I showed up, and how I behaved and how I treated others and how I competed. And so that was a big piece of what I wanted to do. And so, yeah, I was moving better on the floor than I had in a while. So.
And then to follow up, when this team was created, it was about veteran leadership coming in to kind of be that helping hand with a rookie head coach. How would you describe, from both of you, Maddy, what was the veteran leadership like for you in your rookie season? And then Kia, what are some things, throughout the season that you learned being a veteran leader on this team?
My vets were awesome. Seriously, I couldn't ask for better vets on my team. Literally from day one, I did a workout with Will, and she just let me know that she had my back. And that goes for every single girl in the locker room, every single woman in the locker room. To Kia, who would always remind me, like literally every day. I remember she just said one day, like, she appreciated my approach. And that meant so much to me, because it's like, you don't really know what you're doing is right, when you come in here. And so just those little reminders that I would get from them very, very frequently, it literally meant the world to me. I could ask them anything, they would tell me straight up, and they always had my back, and they always had a smile on their face no matter what. And I couldn't ask literally for anything better.
For me, I learned that I don't eat like the healthiest in the world, because Maddy is crazy healthy the way she eats. But really appreciative of being around a ton of vets. And, I think part of it is there was a really good communication between us and all the coaching staff. Obviously, I've had the opportunity to play alongside Tanisha in New York early in my career. But to be able to go in and have conversations with them, and there's a level of vulnerability, but there's also a great level of communication. So you never really wondered, what your role was that day or what your position was. I thought it was a great job for us as vets being able to have those conversations, and for those conversations to be handled really well. And I thought for the things that I learned a lot of it was communication styles, energy, and ultimately there was tons of points in the season like there is with any other team. I've been on losing teams before. And there's tons of points in the season where the locker room can just absolutely crack and break. And I thought we did a great job of continuing to hold one another up and keep everybody going as best as we could. And that was from, us being in the locker room together, whether it was we needed to have a game night together or go laser tagging or just play Sky Joe on the plane. We did what we could to make sure that everybody was okay at all times. And so it was great to have that. And I learned a ton from all of the vets that we had.
Hey, Maddie, what would you say is Tyler's superpower? And then what would you say is an area of growth for him?
His superpower is, I think, his compassion. Every single day, no matter what, he was there for us and he had our backs. And, it was a season of up and downs, but he did not waver no matter what. Whether it was up, whether it was down, he was checking on me saying, "How are you doing? And are you sure you're good?" I would say an area of improvement is guarding me. No, I'm just playing. No, I'm just playing.
It is. He does try to guard her after every shoot around.
It's true.
Kia, aside from Maddie's incredibly healthy diet, what's something that really impressed you about her this year as she earned minutes, especially as the season went on?
Yeah, I mean, the way that Maddie said it, I was always really impressed with her approach. And when you come into this league, the biggest transition is that the accountability all comes onto you. And so it's not like people are like, get in the gym and do your workouts as if you want to. You text the coach and ask for some extra time, right? And there was points in the season where I'm pretty sure I told her to get out of the gym. Yeah. Because I said when you're older, you'll learn your body needs a little more rest sometimes. But I think that was a big piece of it, was that every single day she was in there, she was working. She was giving buckets to Dave too, because I know Dave tried to guard her a couple times too. AJ tried to guard you, all the practice players. And I think that allowed her to be prepared for absolutely anything that came. And there was no complaining. There was no sour faces. It was, if I get 25 minutes today, I get 25 minutes. If I don't get any minutes, I don't get any minutes. I'm going to be a great teammate. And that's a lot to say about a young player coming into this league, because there is a lot of pressure and constant fear of, can I keep my spot? Can I be here? Do I belong? And Maddy absolutely belongs. And she proved that day in and day out with us. And so I know she said sometimes the work didn't show some days, but it showed to all of us every day.
Thank you.
Kia, similar to Alyssa's question, just what stood out to you about Tyler in his first season as a coach? And did you see any areas where you felt like maybe he grew from day one to now?
Yeah, I mean, I think Maddy nailed it on the head in terms of compassion. Like, he cares so much about all of us as individuals, but he also cares so much about our team and how we're faring. And I know there were probably off days when we could probably escape it a little bit if we needed to. And he was probably sitting there watching film and overthinking absolutely everything. And so what I do appreciate about him is how much he gives to this team. And I thought what we did a great job of was ATOs after timeouts. Anytime we got to go into a timeout and sit down and he could sit and draw a play, we'd scored on it, or we got a free throw. Like, we were great in ATOs. And so it's being able to translate that in the flow. And that's not something that he can do. That's something that we have to be better at as players. But I thought that was a great piece of it. And I think growth wise, like, he knew that there was a couple of things early on that I think he took, he took the hit on. And I thought he continued to grow in terms of, in-game adjustments, the flow of using all of your timeouts versus not needing to use your timeouts, when to use them, that kind of stuff. And I think he just got more comfortable with it. And so you could see that as the season went on. And so it was really good to see that from him.
Christian, then you go to Brian, and close out with Mike.
Yeah, as a veteran in this game, you probably have seen lots of different things, have been asked to, have met a lot of different challenges. But in this particular season, what is one aspect of your game on the court that you think that you did well or you adjusted to when you were called? And what was one thing that you struggle with? And I have a follow-up for Maddy.
Yeah, I mean, I think I continue to shoot the 3-ball pretty well. I shoot a lot of them. So the percentage wise is going to be somewhere in the 30s to the 40s. Probably could have gotten a little higher to the 40s this year. But I thought I just moved better, coming off of getting my legs back under me. I thought I did a great job in this off season of building a foundation where I had a lot more trust in, my knee, especially. And so, movement wise, I felt faster in that sense. I think I could continue to improve on just quick decision making. I think sometimes it's tough when you go to 3 teams in 4 years and you're trying to, by the end of the season, you feel really comfortable with your teammates because you've had some time with them, you get it under you, but the constant change is always a little bit difficult to get into. So just quicker decision making towards the beginning of the season probably would have been better. Yeah.
Thank you. Then Maddie, for you, this is your best game of the season. Everything came together. What about this matchup versus the Liberty that did you really like, that you think allowed everything that you've been working on all season to come together? And we also saw Angel coaching you up on the side. If you can share anything that she said to encourage you to go out there and have the game that you did today.
I mean, to be honest, I don't think it necessarily was a matchup. I think it was more so the gratitude that I had playing against or playing with the girls that I was playing with, and the fact that it all came to the end. I just really wanted to be present and stay in the moment. And I think with that, I just, focused on supreme focus in the game. And I think that just is how it played out. And we were having fun. After every time out, we would come out and say, let's smile, because we only have, 40 minutes left with each other. So yeah, just the joy and the focus of the game. And then Angel was just telling me to stay confident, excuse me, all season long. She's been telling me to stay confident. The work will show. And so I just appreciate her throughout the season for always saying that, always having my back with that.
With Brian, and close out with Mike, one piece, please.
Well, this was for you, Kia. Coaches lauded you for your perseverance of how you kind of handled the ups and downs of the season. Just wanted to get your thoughts on just how it feels to just kind of have that trust from your coach.
Yeah, it's huge. And like I mentioned before, I thought the communication this year was some of the best communication that I've had from coaches throughout my career. And so I really appreciated that. And no matter who you are in this league or in any of the professional leagues, the more that you have confidence from the people who are coaching you and from your teammates, the better you play. And so I felt like I was always really appreciative of that. And I felt like I belonged, and I felt like this was the right decision for me coming here out of free agency and being able to go out there. And I mean, he said, if you see daylight, shoot it. So I did it quite a few times.
Close out with Mike.
Ladies, of course, the season's ending a little bit sooner than you would have liked. You kind of talked about things that you're going to carry into the off season, but what's one thing that you're going to change within this off season? We know that there's a new practice facility coming as well, so it could be individually or even organizationally.
For me, now that I'm not a rookie anymore,
It's been like 10 minutes.
I know, but just let me enjoy it. No, I'm really excited to use my voice more. I think this first year I was really just intentional about being a sponge. Wanted to listen to everyone. I wanted to learn as much as I could and ask as many questions as I could. And I've done that. And in this next year, I want to continue to do that, but also use my voice, because this year was a year of growth in so many different ways. And I gained a lot of experience, whether I was on the floor or not, just from the people around me. And so I just want to take that experience and create, continue to build culture, continue to build championship habits, and kind of spread that to my future teammates, to, this organization.
Yeah, I want to continue to grow as a leader. I have quite a bit of a lot of basketball this offseason with the national team, and playing in AU in Nashville. So having an opportunity to continue to grow, and then I want to eat more healthy like Maddie.
Thanks, everyone.
Have a great offseason. Don't call anybody.